Welcome to the News at 10. I'm Hunter Funk. Reports show an inconsistent death investigation system across the state of Idaho, and it's been like this for decades. Abby Wilt looked into why and what coroners are looking to do to change this. Abby?
Hunter, it's an ongoing conversation that could make some leeway in a month when the legislative session starts. Coroners across the state are looking to pass legislation to provide coroners with more direction. They tell me they want less room for interpretation.
For 70 years, we've been looking at the system, identifying problems, and nobody has made a significant change in it.
The lack of change have coroners in Idaho pushing for change in Idaho code. Coroner James Roberts says the statutes need an update.
It's pretty vague, and it leaves it up to the individual coroners to kind of decide what they want to do or not do.
Roberts says Idaho code provides little direction, meaning a coroner in Ada County could follow different guidelines than one in Canyon, and there's no state-level entity that provides oversight or guidance.
They're pretty sparse on direction.
The data, well, it shows that shortfall too. From 2018 to 2022, 3.9% of deaths in Idaho were autopsied, in comparison to the national average of 7.8%. Roberts says that comes down to metrics. Coroners don't have clear rules on when they should or shouldn't autopsy somebody. Idaho code outlines 3 basic guidelines. A coroner must investigate a death if it's a result of violence, if it's suspicious, or if it's a child with no known medical disease. Other states have clearer matrix.
We've already discovered that we're 49th in the nation in a lot of matrix.
In the upcoming legislative session, Roberts says his office has a list of things they want to see passed. Looking at other states' coroner statutes, like Indiana and Arkansas, both have clearer rules on when to autopsy somebody.
We put together a document that was about 100 pages long that reflected the OPE shortfalls of our system and then identified how we could fix those.
Those solutions, Roberts says, are necessary to take data from autopsies and use it to prevent unnecessary death in the future. He says the problem is people don't want to talk about death.
Most people don't want to talk about death, and they don't understand all of the data that's collected in each individual death that can subsequently help support.
Roberts says come January, he hopes legislators will see that every family deserves the same treatment when losing a loved one.
But myself and a couple of other coroners felt that we needed a little bit more of a robust legislative package. We just don't want to lose the opportunity of making the significant advances that we need to make.
And the team just presented evidence and suggestions to the Joint Legislative Oversight Committee, and they're now making final passes before they hope that this will be discussed this session.
You know, this is one of the challenging factors, right? We have the sessions all coming up in January, but it has to go and be introduced, and then it has to go through each Senate, House, and then approved. So do you think that they are feeling confident that it'll happen this year?
They do seem more confident this year than they were in the past. They've done a lot of data, a lot of research in the last year. So they say they're feeling good. So we'll see what happens in January.
All right, well, we'll be keeping an eye on it. Thank you, Abby.